Terima kasih.
De
And
nada.
sama-sama.
Oh,
But what takes me to Indonesia? Many things. The nasi goreng, the bintang. No, actually,
okay.
I love Indonesia. You know, Indonesians are extremely friendly. They're very smiley.
Hmm.
A lot of people just associate like Indonesia with Bali, and
Uh-huh.
Indonesia has way more than Bali.
Hola, ¿cómo están? Balik lagi ke YouTube channel Evi Yanuar. Buat kalian yang baru datang ke YouTube channel ini, perkenalkan, nama gue Evi, seorang anak Indonesia yang saat ini lagi tinggal di Kolombia. Di YouTube channel ini, kalian bisa menemukan tentang kehidupan sehari-hari gue selama di Kolombia, mulai dari berkebun sampai ke traveling. Nah, ngomong-ngomong soal traveling, kita sebagai orang Indonesia, kalau kita mau traveling ke luar negeri itu, urusannya bukan cuma perkara mesen tiket pesawat dan atau reservasi penginapan, tapi ada juga proses yang harus kita tempuh. Misalnya, proses pengajuan visa untuk masuk ke negara yang ingin kita datangi. Dan kayaknya ini bakalan banyak yang setuju sama saya kalau proses pembuatan visa itu bikin deg-degan, dokumen yang dibutuhkan itu sangat banyak, dan waktu kita menunggu apakah proses pemohonan visa kita disetujui atau enggak, itu yang bikin banget deg-degan. Solusinya adalah kita pergi ke negara yang tidak membutuhkan visa. Misalnya nih, kalau ke Kolombia, buat warga negara Indonesia tidak diperlukan visa sama sekali. Dan kita bisa tinggal di negara ini selama 90 hari. Namun, kebalikannya, buat orang Kolombia, mereka harus apply visa dulu untuk masuk ke Indonesia. Tapi itu dulu, karena per 5 Agustus 2020 sudah ada perjanjian antara Kolombia dan Indonesia yang memungkinkan bagi warga negara Kolombia masuk ke Indonesia tanpa visa dan mereka bisa tinggal 30 hari. Nah, di video ini saya akan ngobrol-ngobrol dengan salah satu travel Instagramer dari Kolombia, Christian Byfield, yang akun Instagramnya adalah Byfield Travel. Kira-kira apa ya yang membuat dia terus balik ke Indonesia meskipun dia pernah mengalami kesulitan dalam mendapatkan visa Indonesia? Kalau kalian pengen tahu, tonton video ini sampai selesai ya. What brings you back to Indonesia every now and then regarding that it's really tough to apply the visa?
Well, if you're in Colombia, it was not that difficult, you know. Like the thing is that I'm not always in Bogota, so applying for the visa it's something of 2 or 3 days, but you have to be actually physically in the place and give your paperwork.
Yeah.
So it's not that difficult. But when you have a very tight agenda that you're moving a lot, it's difficult. But what takes me to Indonesia? Many things. The nasi goreng, the bintang. No, actually, I love Indonesia. You know, Indonesians are extremely friendly. They're very smiley. A lot of people just associate like Indonesia with Bali, and Indonesia has way more than Bali. I like Bali, but you know, there's hundreds and thousands of more islands and a lot of culture, a lot of nature. The orangutans in Bukit Lawang, the Komodo dragons in Komodo National Park, Raja Ampat, the cultural part of the Dani tribes, the volcanoes, the waterfalls in Lombok.
Wow.
No,
The list
the
goes
whale
on.
sharks
Yeah.
in Derawan. No, it's endless.
Endless, yeah.
It's wonderful Indonesia. It's the hashtag wonderful Indonesia, and you know it's perfect for me. The prices are really good. You know, like as a traveler, you get really good hotels for really low prices compared to the rest of the world. So many good things in one country, and people are extremely friendly, extremely friendly. So that's what I like the most.
So it is goes along with your tagline that collecting smiles, that you collect a lot of smiles in Indonesia.
Yeah, thousands. And actually, like my first photography exhibition, I had 24 pictures, and almost 4 or 5 were from Indonesia.
Oh, wow.
Because no matter where you are, Indonesians smile a lot, and that's the nice part. And you know, like usually I used to hire a scooter, and I went by myself, and I saw a nice rice field with a woman growing the grass, and you know, I stayed there for hours. And I only speak a few words of Salamat Pagi. Yeah, that's it. Bagus, I speak 5 words.
Oh, okay.
But people appreciate that. So that
Yes.
like that's a nice way to connect with locals.
So you were saying that back in 2018, then you got the invitation from the Indonesian government.
Yeah, so I'm very happy now because now Colombians, we don't need a visa to go to Indonesia, and Indonesians, they don't need a visa to come to Colombia.
Yeah, since long
And I
time
was
ago.
telling you that 2 years ago.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought it was only Colombians. Okay,
No.
better for you.
Yes.
I was in Africa, and the Ministry of Tourism contacted me that they were looking scuba divers, that they were Instagrammers, to go for a trip called the Trip of Wonders,
Yes.
to scuba dive in one of the best places of Indonesia.
Mhm.
So I was very happy about it, but I had to apply for a visa. I was in Kenya back in the day, and I had to apply in Turkey. So I flew to Turkey, and I spent almost 2 weeks going every day to the embassy, and they were saying, "Excuse me, you cannot apply from here because you're not a resident and you're under a tourist visa in Turkey. So you have to go back to Colombia, apply for your visa, and then go to Indonesia." And I was like, "That's impossible, like it's no way, because it's totally the opposite, and it's taking a lot of flights just for a freaking visa."
Yeah. And you were in Turkey almost halfway to go to Indonesia, right?
Yeah. There was a direct flight from Istanbul to Jakarta.
Yes.
So, well, I had to wait for 2 weeks, and the people of the tourism ministry were helping me a lot. They talked with the people of the foreign affairs and blah, blah, blah. And finally, I got my visa, but it took me 10 days, and I was suffering a lot. But now I don't need a visa anymore. So I'm very happy about it, because I think I go to Indonesia at least twice a year for the last couple of years.
Seriously? So you were saying that you applied for visa before, right, to enter Indonesia. Like, what kind of requirements? Do you still remember? What do they need? What do they ask you?
Yeah, well, I've applied from Colombia, I've applied from Australia, and I've applied from Turkey. So the one in Colombia, it's really straightforward. You just need to show, I think it was $2,000 in your bank account or with a credit card. The hotel reservation, everything booked. Same in Australia, you had to show $2,000 per month of stay, your return ticket, your yellow fever vaccination, and that's it. It's easy, but it's a lot of red tape. So you have to go and give your passport and give your papers. Oh, you're missing a picture, and go and take your picture, then go back. Okay, come back in 3 days. But if you're traveling 24/7, that's a lot, and usually you cannot apply for tourism visas in a country where you're not a resident or a citizen. So that's my problem, because usually I'm not much of my time in Colombia. So when I'm abroad and they tell me, "Christian, we need you in Indonesia in 2 weeks," it means I need to apply abroad. So that's the good news about Colombians not having a visa needed anymore.
Okay. So do you think 30 days is enough for you for the next visit?
No, it's not enough. Like, always whenever I'm in Indonesia, I'm like, "Oh, I need more days. I need more days." I don't know what's going to happen if you can go like to the foreign affairs office to have like an exemption and stay more days. I'm not really sure, but usually the other nationalities, they do that very often. You go to the office, they put you a stamp, and you can stay 30 more days. I don't know how it's going to work with Colombians.
Yeah, I probably will be the same, perhaps, hopefully. So
hopefully, yes.
You will get like 60 days. And meanwhile, for Indonesians to enter Colombia, we will get like 90 days free, and then we can extend it for another 90 days. So we will have 180 days per year to stay in Colombia, right? So when you visit Indonesia, like what kind of places that you go to the most, like the beach?
So it's mainly natural places. So I spent a couple of days, almost a couple of weeks in Bukit Lawang. I was looking for the orangutans. Recently, I've been doing a lot of diving. So Nusa Penida, the Gilis, Como National Park. I've been twice in Papua, in Raja Ampat, Derawan, Bali, Lombok. That would be it.
You explore more than myself. So you also said that it was last year, right? Your last visit, or
My last year, yeah, I did my third scuba diving course, which was the rescue course
mm-hmm,
in Gili Trawangan. So I was for 2 weeks in Gili.
mm-hmm.
And I was planning this year to go back to do my dive master, but unfortunately everything's closed. And my friends that were working there as diving guides are going back home because I think the situation is not easy. You know, there's no jobs, there's no
Yeah,
tourism, so it's
yeah,
difficult nowadays.
yeah. That's true. That's true. Like even I have friends in Bali. Like one time she promotes something like buy from Bali because a lot of what do you call artisanal, the one who creates who made,
Artesanos,
yeah,
like the craftsman.
yeah, the craftsmen they lost most of their income because there are no tourists, so they ask the Indonesian who lives out of Bali to buy from them. So yeah, that's quite tough recently. And
Yeah, hopefully this changes soon.
mhm. I would like to test your how good your knowledge about Indonesia. Is that okay?
Oh, okay. Yeah, of
Wow,
course.
something you're interested. So
And its independence from the Dutch?
yes,
Yeah.
okay. Wow, I think you know a lot, so I think you will score so many.
Okay, let's see.
Okay. How do you know?
Because I went to a museum of the Japanese invasion.
Okay, great. And so you were saying that you applied for visa before, right, to enter Indonesia. Like, what kind of requirements do you still remember? What do they need? What do they ask you?
Yeah, well, I've applied from Colombia, I've applied from Australia, and I've applied from Turkey. So the one in Colombia, it's really straightforward. You just need to show, I think it was $2,000 in your bank account or with a credit card.
Okay.
The hotel reservation, everything booked.
Mm-hmm.
Same in Australia, you had to show $2,000 per month
Mm-hmm.
of stay, your return ticket, your yellow fever vaccination, and that's it. You know, it's easy, but it's a lot of red tape. So you have to go and give your passport and give your papers. Oh, you're missing a picture, and then go and take your picture, then go back. Okay, come back in 3 days.
Okay.
But if you're traveling 24/7, that's a lot, you know. And usually, you cannot apply for tourism visas in a country where you're not a resident or a citizen. So that's my problem because usually I'm not much of my time in Colombia. So when I'm abroad and they tell me, Christian, we need you in Indonesia in 2 weeks, it means I need to apply abroad. So that's the good news about Colombians not having a visa needed anymore.
Okay. So do you think 30 days is enough for you for the next visit?
No, it's not enough. Like always, whenever I'm in Indonesia, I'm like, oh, I need more days. I don't know what's gonna happen if you can go like to the Foreign Affairs office to have like an exemption and stay more days. I'm not really sure, but usually the other nationalities they do that very often. You know, you go to the office, they put you a stamp, and you can stay 30 more days. I don't know how it's gonna work with Colombians.
Yeah, I probably will be the same, perhaps, hopefully. So
hopefully, yes.
Yeah, you will get like 60 days. And meanwhile, for Indonesians to enter Colombia, we will get like 90 days free, and then we can extend it for another 90 days. So we will have 180 days per year to stay in Colombia. It's pretty easy actually here in Colombia to bless you. It's pretty easy here in Colombia to obtain visa, but I think it's like recently.
Yeah, I think things are getting easier with foreign affairs, which is good, you know, because now the world is very global and we're moving a lot. So the less restrictions, the better for all of us.
Well, every time I posted something here in Colombia, because I live in a mountain, so people will see the mountain range here, and people will say, from Indonesian perspective, they will say like, oh, it looks like Indonesia. It looks like Indonesia. What is your opinion regarding to that? Is it Colombians like regarding the scenery, looks like Indonesia or?
Well, some mountainous areas, yes, but I think like the volcanoes in Indonesia are very different. They're very different than here. Like the volcanoes in Indonesia usually are not that high as here. For example, if you want to go to a volcano here, it's 5,000 meters, 4,000 meters, very high mountains. So like whenever you go walking to a crater, it's an intense job. And you won't see them so beautifully like in Indonesia that you have like the volcano outstanding, you know? Maybe some trees and fauna, but yeah, I think there's some similarities, but it's quite different, quite different.
Yeah.
And also Indonesia, like in Colombia, it's very diverse, you know, like Sumatra is totally different than Papua. Like the animals, the fauna, the flora, everything is totally different, but same language, same smiles, even different religions, you know, like, well, Bali, mainly Bali Hinduism, but the rest mainly Muslim, which people don't, you know, people never associate Indonesia with Muslims. So whenever I get there, like, you know, Indonesia is the country with the most Muslims in the world, and people won't get it because the perception of Indonesia in Colombia, for mainly most of Colombians, is Bali. So they say, no, Bali is not Muslim. Yeah, but if you go outside Bali, the rest of the islands are going to be Muslim.
Oh, okay, that makes sense because like a month ago I was talking with Colombians, but he didn't know about Indonesia, about Bali, and he was surprised that Muslims are the majority religion in Indonesia, and to see a lot of women wearing hijab, they were like, oh, okay. If you have the more opportunity to go to Indonesia, which places are you going to explore more?
I really want to explore more Papua because I love birds, and you know the birds of paradise are from that region. And as I told you before, I've been twice to Papua, but I've never seen a single bird of paradise because when I've been, it's only about the Dani tribes and about scuba diving. So I'm gonna go back to Raja Ampat, and I want to do a lot of volcanoes. I'm missing a lot of volcanoes. What's the name of this place with a lot of temples that it looks like a bell? I think it's near Jakarta.
Borobudur.
Borobudur. I'm missing Borobudur. And the mie goreng, the instant noodles.
Yes, Indomie.
Oh la, Indomie. I always bring tons of that Indomie. I don't know how healthy it is, but all the sauces,
the sweet soy sauce.
Good.
I miss that a lot. I miss that as well. One time, the Embassy of Indonesia held this to celebrate the Indonesian Independence Day, which is in August. In Bogota, they have like a Indonesian Festival of Indonesia. And they have the competition to eat Indomie. And I asked like, oh, what do you like about these noodles? Oh, the sauce is really amazing. That's what
yes.
Yeah.
Or the rotio. The first thing I always eat as soon as I land is the rotio.
The smell of the coffee. Oh, no. So, what else? Do you like satay? Satay ayam?
Yeah, I love satay. That's a peanut sauce, huh?
Yeah, with the peanut sauce.
Oh, with the chicken. Oh, yes.
Yeah,
No, I like Indonesian food. No, I really like Indonesia.
Yeah. Hopefully someday you can go back to Indonesia.
Yeah, and you know that was one of the few places I've been diving with manta rays. And I don't know if you scuba dive, but having a manta ray in front of you is just one of the best feelings in the world. It's so peaceful, and they just like fly and they just go with the current. It's very special.
Where is that?
I've seen them in Komodo, I've seen them in Papua, and I've seen them in Nusa Penida.
Manta ray. Oh no, I haven't seen the manta ray. It's just the stingray that
it's what an experience.
Yeah. Yeah, I have never tried to dive because I think I'm afraid of the open water. So snorkel is just something suits me for this time being. Hey, Christian, that was really interesting. That was really fun, the conversation that we have. I think hopefully I didn't take much of your time.
I have plenty of time these days, so it was a pleasure talking to you, meeting you, and learning
Yes.
from you. And thank you very much. And I love your country. Beautiful, beautiful
Yes.
country.
Oke, thank Oke, video kali ini selesai sampai sini dulu. Kalau kalian suka sama videonya, tolong kasih like. Dan kalau menurut kalian video ini menarik, tolong share juga di sosial media kalian. Dan jangan sampai ketinggalan episode berikutnya ya, karena Christian akan menceritakan tentang pengalaman dia selama mengelilingi dunia mengumpulkan senyuman. Oleh karena itu, jangan lupa untuk nyalakan belnya yang ada di sini, supaya kalian mendapatkan notifikasi saat video tersebut sudah saya upload. Oke, kalau begitu kita ketemu lagi di video-video berikutnya. Hasta luego, ciao!